Alright, welcome back to another Plan Explain. Today I'm playing 2K and Elevate tables. I just got on, so my play might not be the best, but this is like the best time to record for you guys, so yeah, up a little already, so we have some hedged. I'm here on an 84, I'm going to B75 this with the Jack of Clubs. Going to B75 more often. I'm here without a heart. I think part of some Jack of Clubs will be in his folding range, like hands like Jack 4 of Clubs, Jack 3 of Clubs, Jack Deuce of Clubs, obviously. Even like Jack 8 of Clubs versus an overbet isn't loving life here. So we kind of want a heart to bet this one. We rolled like a 40 something, so I'm going to check it now. And yeah, he's going to check again. And I think this is just a pure give up. Jack of Clubs obviously in his folding range still. We actually beat hands like Queen 10, 10 8, 6 8. It's unlikely, but yeah. We're just okay. So maybe I'm only going to have one. This guy here typed battle and then left. Here you just play B75 or check. Here without a diamond, I think this will actually go in the small checking range on a 21, so we'll check it. On an ace king 9, I think he would just range B75 from these positions, but I don't think ace queen. He doesn't really have ace king as often as he has ace queen. Here same thing, gonna check one more time, and probably just stab the river. Probably turn this one into a bluff because it's like the bottom of our king X. Plus, like a lot of our hands are gonna bet earlier, so we're gonna go for it. And fold out better king X and some of the worst ace X. Is this an open? I don't think so. I kind of autopiloted. King 6, I think, might be the ball. So he just called the ace X. Nice one. I guess I'm playing. I want this guy to stay, but for the video, we're 2 minutes in. Alright, king queen going to open here. Yeah. So this should be a good video. I was trying to record my last 2K, but the issue is I was doing too many personal exploits. And I just made for a bad video. Because I can't really post if I have too many like individual exploits on people and stuff like this. I am losing my EV by revealing them. I think this is a mix, but on a 73 we're gonna call it. Actually this deeper I have no clue. Yeah. I'm assuming it's okay though. Out of position, probably fold a little more deeper. You can protect your calling range by 3-betting a little less in general, since you're incentivized to do that. Looks like he's coming back, which is nice. I get to play four-handed. And just gonna toss here. Let's hope we can film a good video. I'm going to open versus oh yeah. I don't know actually the step, but I know versus 9 big blinds this actually becomes a slight defend. Versus 10 it's like not. I think that like that's also relevant to how your range has changed when people 3-bet 9, but yeah, I've been studying how to play versus the 9 big blind 3-bet because I play 10. So 10 is better. It's cooler. Yeah, I really recommend if you guys are trying to move up in stakes, learning how to play versus these different 3-bet sizings because a lot of these people really enjoy doing different 3-bet sizings that might even be worse just for exploitative reasons, but if you study them enough, I mean, they're not gonna know that you know the line. They're not used to people understanding their lines, you know. For example, versus 9 big blinds, you want to 3-bet to 19, 4-bet to 19 big blind. So what's that, like 22 over 10? I mean, obviously this stuff doesn't really matter, but it does help. Like when you're comfortable in the spot, because that's what matters. Like when people do stuff, they really enjoy the fact that they make you uncomfortable, and when you're comfortable, you're gonna hurt their EV because they're used to people being uncomfortable. If that makes sense. It's like taking a leading line or something that isn't profitable, but like it makes your opponent uncomfortable, or maybe predictably you can assume that he's gonna make some big mistake. But when the guy knows the line, you're the one losing the EV. So. which is why I usually prefer playing big bets on the flop and stuff like this, and a lot of check lines and checking back a good amount, because you're just gonna show the big one lines that like he doesn't normally see, and you start to realize that like you can start to really see. I don't know why I tag. Like there's no point of tagging. I don't even know. This guy seems like all right. I just saw the short stack, so I autopilot did it. All right. So we're kind of reg battling the 2Ks. Let's hope we can get some interesting spots here. King Jack. What is this line? Calls block. I don't understand the B75 range here. Like, what you're really repping with B75? Feels like smaller makes more sense, and then like bigger. All right. Nice flop. Could have considered it, but I don't think too much. You just floated tonight. Oh, that's a crazy call. I just called here. And we could lead, but I think if you lead here, you want to lead on a bigger size. It's also not to say that we even have a 2x advantage too much. Like, he's probably actually betting his 2x. Okay, normally he would overbet this card, so the fact that he B75 to, like... I'm gonna raise him for value. And on this river, I'm gonna check. There's no block value to be gained, so we're just gonna check. Just gonna be 20 here. I'm gonna check here. Hopefully we get a check from like Jack 10, Queen Jack. But a few bets. I don't really think he has any bluffs here now. Like genuinely, I don't know what a bluff would be. Yeah, nice. I don't know how you don't bluff this. But I mean, same reason you call turn with it. It blocks bluffs. So we found an exploit there and it worked. It's important to remember like how your opponents usually play. This guy's very good, but should probably an overbet card for him. Here after B75, I'm gonna check it because I'm an idiot. Even though I should just bluff and I didn't, I got punished. I felt like I was giving off a timing tell. I'm really like attentive to that sometimes. I just think like, are you really gonna time bank here with an ace? So like I know like it's losing, but if I B75 there, like I'm not even like he can just check raise 6-4. Like I think you know what I'm saying. Like obviously I could level him with time bank tells or whatever, and like yeah, but in that line I'm just like okay, I missed my window. I should have bluffed it. I didn't, you know. And it's not to say that like I never will bluff there in a time bank line. I just think there like it's really hard to rep value once I tank that long. So it's a mistake. But it's what it is. I was focused. I was focused recording. You're just gonna check back. Obviously, there's just no point. You're gonna even get called by stuff that like dominates you, and you're just building a pot into like ace 9, ace 8, even on a good day. On a bad day, you're just gonna check raise and instant losing the hand. Do people double check a 10? I guess we're just gonna find out. Yeah, it's just like what am I time banking here with? Like I guess you could reopen like half pot, but then the issue is it's like I just feel like this guy's gonna bluff you, like a good amount, or he's gonna raise. Like, I don't know. You know, this weird leveling war stuff like that. Like obviously I'm giving him too much credit, but this guy's a very good player, so. And bluffs very rarely make like a shit ton of money. They're mainly there because of value range and stuff like this. And bluffs do make money in spots where you're like, your opponent has to overfold and stuff like this. But in general, like It's not like I'm gonna be losing that much EV. What I could be losing a lot of EV is if I give off a towel and he just knows I'm bluffing, or over bluffing a spot. I give him way too much EV. On a 34, I'm just gonna flat this. I think I can call here. I don't know I actually don't know the spot fully if this, but I think this is a call. It's just ace king, no? Maybe it's kings and he's just tight. Alright, so it looks like we saved money there because we would have got 4-bet, had to call, and I mean, maybe we would have hit a BFD, but probably pretty cooked. Got my Starbucks coffee. I didn't just wake up, but I just got on. I hope this video is good. So sorry if I'm less energetic. I hope I'm spitting game. It sucks that the one river was a club. I probably would have bet river here. I think if we could have got like a 4 of diamonds. And given that you didn't believe me on the turn, you might not have believed me on the river. Really don't understand this line at all, though. As when you're opening early position, like the B75 D8 on the turn there is just so greedy. It makes no sense. But it's just I mean, maybe it's doing it sometimes. With the club though, you're just blocking calls. On a 71, I'm sure this sometimes, like these king X will do it, but we're just gonna check and buy. But with their king X, just calling here. This is actually a good card. You could actually debatably lead on this card. Do I want to is the question. Figured fuck it, why not? It's a great card for your range, and I figured, you know what, like maybe the guy's gonna knit it up and not bluff that spot enough. If you think your opponent is not like super aggressive and going to be bluffing enough there, like I have 2 pair, I'm gonna go get my value elsewhere. I'm gonna lead and then overbet river, and if he has a hand like king 10, like I'm gonna make more money by leading than I am by checking. The main advantage to checking is you get that bluff EV, right? Like he snap folded a hand there, right? So I would have rather checked, obviously. This is just pure fold. He snap folded, so I would have rather checked, obviously, but that's only if he's bluffing those, which a lot of times people don't do on good cards for you, so it's okay to play a little bit of a leading range. I mean, in theory, it's a thing too. So I'm sure. I'm maybe not specific to that board, but the concept of leading on a good card for your range, it doesn't always have to be a paired card. Yeah. I'm here at overbet or check. I mean, without like if I'm gonna overbet a queen, it's gonna be probably a suited one. So yeah. You want some queens in your overbetting range simply for the fact that I mean you can play B75 here, but your big bet range, simply for when a queen comes off, obviously. I'm gonna go with the double check, and unfortunately on that card, I think we got a 3rd check. It depends on opponent, obviously. If people aren't checking this enough, then all of a sudden it becomes profitable, but people do. Half pot river. I think I'm supposed to call, but like I think the spot's underbluffed. I'm actually gonna fold. I don't think he's bluffing. I think if he bluffs bigger. That's just my opinion. Here versus the small raise. Probably supposed to call ace 10. Versus 2.2 bigs. Might have gave off a little toe there by taking that long. He checks. I'm not gonna B20 here or anything. I think if you bet here now, because his small is really revolving on a pair, we're gonna have to blast it. And river, I probably just have to like. I mean, Could rep some queen 10 shit. It really does feel like he has a jack, so I have to just go big enough that a jack folds, or I just take my showdown, and I'm just gonna take my showdown. Oh, he bingoed. You get him dominated too, that sucks. I don't know, I might have misplayed this line. It's weird. I don't know what street you play differently. Because you have to be careful, it's so... Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. Because if I'm not bluffing this, like, what am I fucking bluffing? I probably should have bluffed it. I wasn't thinking enough. I mean, everything else is probably a pair. It's probably the bottom. I was just thinking like, oh, I'm probably overcalling. I mean, I'm gonna have bluffs, right? Like I'm gonna have like ace-7 suited and like king. Like I'm gonna call a bunch of suited. I'm gonna float a bunch of backdoor flush draws versus the small raise. So maybe I don't need a bluff an offsuit ace-X hand, even though I have a 10. Yeah, it's not like the 10's the nuts. Like, I mean, it's pretty good on this river, like, cause you only block king 10 probably, and he doesn't even probably play king 10 like this. He probably blocks king 10 on the river, so. Yeah, probably missed a line by me. I guess I just had like an exploit that was wrong. I kind of assumed my opponent had a jack. If I knew he was potentially, I mean, I guess it like he probably could have like pocket pairs up to 8s, and like I should be stabbing the river. I should probably play like a jack X size myself, because I don't need a double check, so I need to have a size for like even the queen jack should be able to bet this river. Yeah. Yeah, so I definitely could have made an error there. We'll take a look at the more interesting hands at the end of the video. Alright. QJ. Mostly calling, I believe. So yeah, we're gonna be calling. Oh, where's my red cards, man? It's not fair. It's just not fair. Getting out of the way here. Obviously, we're dominated by some of his bluffs. Like if he's B33, ace queen, ace jack. Like if he's doing it range, right? So like an ace comes off and we're just gonna lose more money. So it's not like and this guy's just not buying it. Yeah. Gonna fold here. This is kind of not much is happening, but I guess I can sweat this hand. So he leads on this board. Over here, he B33s. I don't like the B33 here at all. I think it's bad. It's fine. It's easy to play versus. Like a lot of people are so focused on simplifying. I mean, like, you just call ace X, you call queen X, you call like gut shots. Good. You're playing properly. I could teach my mother to defend B33 on this board. Like a lot of like simplifying and all this stuff is built on the assumption your opponents are like bad. Like I don't know. It's like that is true. Your opponents are bad. Like in poker, people are like not perfect. Like even like the best players, but I don't know. It's like is it really like if you take like 2 hours to just learn button versus big blind, ace X, Broadway boards, two-tone, I mean you're gonna know it. It's not like Damn. What happened here? Check, bet 32, bet call. I mean, he plays with so nitty. Like, also, what a call on the river. On a 2, we're just gonna call. Okay, you can go small, you can go big. I'm gonna. He goes with the check back with the queen of spades, and then we can check this one twice. Because a lot of his check back range that we want to get value from will be like hands like queen 10 of spades, queen 9 of spades, ace queen of spades, right? I blocked the calling range, so I could see the idea with checking here. Also blocking this hand is fine, probably. Probably not. I mean, you want to block queen X, you do not want to block king. If I have an overbet range, it probably should be bigger. I don't know, this one's weird. I kind of just did it because I felt like I was going to get called. But I don't know in theory if that was the proper sizing there. Simply for the idea, it's like, okay, yeah, my opponent's capped. But like, here's the weird thing. Okay, so it's like, let's say it's not a size in theory, right? Well, then you could be like, oh, well, okay, it's not a value size in theory. So what does that mean, right? Well, that means that from my opponent's perspective, so he could think, oh, it's not a value size in theory, it's a bluff, or, but you know what I'm saying? Or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just because you're playing weird doesn't mean you're always like giving off a tell on like what your hand is, right? Because I've done it so many times where I've bluffed a hand that I wouldn't play value this way. Everyone's done that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everyone's bluffed a hand in a certain line. They would never have value in that line like that. But it's like, you could also just be playing your value weird. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's really hard to always know in poker, right? Because it's not like just because I picked a weird sizing, I was obviously... Oh, he's obviously value betting a hand that, like, he's not protecting it. You know, if anything, it looks more bluffy. It looks like, oh, you checked twice, so I'm gonna... Whatever. That's why poker, like, no matter what, will always have an element of leveling. Because no matter how theoretical someone is, I mean, unless you're very, very sharp with just, like, the mathematics of MDF and all this stuff. But no matter how sharp someone is, I mean... I wouldn't say never. I mean, you could get to a point, I guess, where you could really just figure out sims pretty quickly in nodes. But no matter what, there's always going to be an element of... Wait, what is it? Oh, is it king 10 into 10-9? Oh my god. That's disgusting. Fuck, I always lose my points in these videos. But there'll always be a point where you, like if you look at, like, Stefan online or whatever, where you're just playing very... What'd I roll? 31? Bye. Playing very weird sizings. Which aren't exactly bad, but, like, they make your opponent... Like, you can always force the game out of theory to... Basically, you can always force your opponent into a spot where, like, he's definitely not fully studied in that spot. And that doesn't mean he has to make reads on you. If you understand, like, oh, I probably don't have to call this, I don't have to call this. But when you get onto, like, the blockers, and if you block values and bluffs, I mean, it's like, you're never going to know your, like, part of poker almost, like, a hidden part. In, like, GTO, it's, like, given that you know your opponent's range, like, poker, the idea of, it's, like, you actually almost want to keep your strategy hidden to a degree. Because then people can never fully understand your strategy. Meaning they can't, like, fully play perfect versus you. Just like an underrated part that no one talks about. Which is why I'm recording these videos for you guys. God. I'm just gonna check here. So as for keeping your strategy hidden, guys, don't be like me. 24 minutes in though, and I feel like nothing's happened, but I hope the videos have been entertaining. Obviously just calling here, there's no other line. Probably good. Yeah. Oh, deeper? That's fine. There's a 5K running? Why does this guy just keep going up in stakes? Why doesn't he just sit at the 2K so we can chill? So cringe. I don't feel like playing 5. That's probably the stake I'm probably, like, underrolled for. Unfortunately. As someone... It's weird as your bankroll goes up, like how you want to approach playing higher stakes and stuff. Like that's a thing that's not really talked about too often because it doesn't really apply to most content. Like you'd be making content for such a niche amount of people, but yeah. Where's my value, man? I'm trying to get the bag. Alright, so I've been recording 25 minutes. I hope this video is good. I mean, I'm trying to record a good video for you guys. I think I've had some pretty interesting spots that we'll take a look at and dive into. Obviously, we don't have any like big splashy 2K hands. Maybe we'll get one in the next couple minutes here. Maybe I'll record it a little longer, like on a 50 here, I think we'll call it. Maybe it's a toss. He's gonna bet 1/3 here, and we're just gonna say goodbye. I don't know. I think I'm blinking. Deeper here, though, it does change stuff. You gotta keep that in mind, right? So I'm probably defending a little more. Ideally, he should open less, I'm assuming. So if you see that I'm not defending as much, you gotta make an account for the fact that he might be opening less, and I don't think he's doing that in practice, so... Overbet or check. Yeah, I think I'm gonna check this one. We got the over, and we got like the not low over, so we're gonna check it back. And we will roll the low number. So you see, for example, if I had 8-6 here, I would never have this luxury, but because I have 9-8, if you had a hand like that would have folded to an overbet like ace-9. Here on a 1, I guess we'll just call. I can't see it pure raising. And here it just comes down to size. I'm assuming we're just snap calling, but nice. You just double unblock bluffs. It's like almost like your best call, but like if he goes to a point where like I don't even have to defend a non-6, like I'm not going to do some stupid stuff. Like that's what people don't understand. You don't need to bluff catch spots where your opponent goes so big that you can hit MDF with just the nuts. Like if he goes 2x pot here, like I have enough 6x to only start bluff catching my 6x. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I check back 7-6 sometimes. I check back 8-6. I'll check back 9-6. I'll check back pocket 6s. You know what I'm saying? I'll check back ace-6 and call the turn. Like, king-6 of clubs. Like, you know what I'm saying? So if he goes 2x pot, and I'm going to check back some jack-10 here for sure I will. I know I will, so it's not like... I guess I play this game. But... Anyway, it looks like these games are breaking. We're down to 3 people, so I'll finish till 30 minutes, and then we'll do the review. Maybe we can get some Pogger stuff. Do people still say that? I've been off Twitch since I stopped playing League of Legends, but... Queen 3 off, obviously. Gonna get rid of it. Shows the death note. Queen 9. Duh. Dude, we're actually just cleaning these tables. I mean, he doesn't want the smoke. He doesn't want it, I'm telling you. Alright, let's see. Nah. Alright, whatever. I didn't feel good about that one. Alright. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know why he left. He's too nervous playing deep with the king. Like, to be fair, you guys comment down below, you'd be nervous too playing deep versus the king. Tokyo Penthouse. Oh, you got queens. Shout out to my girlfriend. She's not gonna watch long enough into this video to get the shout out. Nine seven. I'm actually blanking like this deep, but yeah, I'm 90% sure it's a toss. 99. So. Alright, I'm going to wrap it up after this hand. So this is the curse. Right here. We got a couple hands. I'm just gonna fold here. Here on a 9, good luck us, we're gonna call. Alright. Everyone in the building knows how this run is gonna go. This is gonna be a banger. Get your popcorn ready for this hand. Is he gonna go small? Center stage. Oh, I can't really do that. Show us to my, if you guys want the software I use for my RNG and my HUDs and stuff, I'll link in the description. I don't know why it's taking so long. Let's theorize what takes this long to think about. You have your sets. Obviously, kings is a tough spot here. You're going to have, I think I raise, but you're gonna have your sets. You're gonna have hands like 9s, 8s, which you don't block, that are also going to take a long time here, and that's what I'm gonna raise. If he jams on me, I'm like, oh well. I mean, I have the ace of diamonds, the main reason. God, you see it? You see the timing tells do matter. Like, you actually have to think about that. Like, okay, what hand takes that long to think about? I mean, when someone's playing 20 tables, sure, don't overthink it. Like, if you guys are playing 10 and L and you see the guys, he could have freaking ace king there. It doesn't matter. But when you're playing 2K and I know that guy's staring at that monitor, I mean, you should look for it. Anyway, I know Braden's gonna watch this video and he's gonna talk about this stuff, and he's probably like the fastest guy in the pool to adapt to stuff like that. So shouts to Braden if you're watching. But yeah, anyway, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.